everybody, welcome back to another video from my series Quick Thoughts On, in which I always talk about different stories from the rich Star Trek universe. I have just seen the next episode of Star Trek Discovery. The title was Perpetual Infinity, and these are my honest opinions about it. And because this is a Star Trek Discovery video, it will be relatively short and relatively spoiler-free. Relatively, I unfortunately have to talk about a bunch of very specific plot points. This episode is stupid. Really, really stupid. So, what do we learn in this one? If you are mother and daughter, your DNA is basically the same. The differences are so small that a doctor won't recognize them. If you're an artificial intelligence and you have already consciousness, you need data about artificial intelligences to gain consciousness. You follow it, right? The random people in the 23rd century created an Iron Man suit. Sorry, I mean an Wasp suit. Sorry, I mean a Red Angel suit, which can travel through time. I'm pretty sure that no other people in the history of mankind would find a time travel suit useful, right? So, the Red Angel is Michael's mother. She jumped in time something like 900 years to the future, where there is no sentient life because Control has wiped it out. She can somehow travel through time using probably magical tears, the power of love and magic mushrooms, but she can't stay in the past because she will always get sucked back to the future. But still, she knows about everything and everybody. She knows about everything what happened to her daughter, she somehow knows about every major thing in her life, but she was never seen by anybody. She also knows everything about the future of every character, including Empress Georgiou and Captain Pike, but she didn't know that the event during which she was captured was a threat, even though she knows everything. And she is trying to defeat Control by changing the timeline. Yes, she is constantly changing the past, but she still returns to the same future from which she left, even though after every single change the future should be drastically different. And how does she want to prevent the destruction of all life? If she was successful in the past, it would mean that the future she came from never existed, which means that she never left and therefore she never changed it. Most of time travel stories deal with this problem in some interesting way, but I would want too much from Discovery writers. So she does some cool stuff, like she flies from planet to planet in one suit, which doesn't seem to have any technical possibilities to travel that far. She doesn't even have like a jetpack or something. Not only that, but she also moved the church from Earth to the planet on which she lives in the future. Remember, she only has her suit, but she could move a church filled with people from one planet to another. One woman in a suit. But if you don't think she's cool enough, she has actually been the person who has thrown the sphere to the Discovery's path. Yes, one woman in a small suit and nothing else can move a planet-sized object. Because women can do everything if they don't have a man to tell them they can't do it or some other BS. She talks to Captain Pike and tells him how to save the universe. It's enough to delete all of the data about artificial intelligence they have from the sphere. Okay, so delete that stupid data. But no, something stupid happens. They actually have a discussion if it's the right thing to do. Saru even says that it's equivalent of burning down the Library of Alexandria. So what? Yes, you will have to delete some precious information, but the other alternative is the end of all sentient life. What is there to debate? When they finally decide to delete it, something really stupid happens. The data is building firewalls around itself because it doesn't want to get deleted. Do these morons know the difference between files, programs and processes? The writers in the 1960s have a good excuse why they get computer stuff wrong, but what's their excuse? I mean, these writers use computers daily, or are they still using typewriters? So they can't delete the data. Okay, I can live with that. So what do they decide to do instead? They move the data to the Red Angel suit and shoot it to the future. Because data which was stored in a planet-sized object can now be stored in a woman-sized object. That makes sense, I guess. Also, they can't delete the data, but they can move the data. Are you kidding me? That's the same thing. Moving computer data means creating one-to-one copies of the source files on the target device and then deleting the source files. Again, are you using typewriters and have never seen a computer in your life before? Another stupid thing happens to Leland. He's played by a white guy, which means he will be killed or will become evil. I thought he got killed in the last episode because the machine poked him in the eyes, but no, something stupid happened to him. Also, he got infected by the AI, you know, the AI which needs the data to become an AI. It now can somehow infect humans. It made sense it infected Robot Girl a few episodes back, because she had all of these cybernetic implants, but now apparently it can control humans too. So of course Leland makes a bunch of stupid decisions, and he's even a part of a fight scene which looks like it was shot by an epileptic. I don't know what's going on, cause the camera is constantly shaking, like it's 1995. Anyway, we get much more stupid things, like for example in one shot, and in one shot only, we see a wheelchair guy driving across the corridor. Who the hell is he and what is he doing there? Who knows? We have seen him in one shot in the previous season during a disco scene, so we are apparently asked to believe that in the same universe where we have people with cybernetic implants, we also have people on wheelchairs. Okay, the final insult, after which I almost turned it off. They have spoke saying something very dumb. It's one of the dumbest line in the history of dumbest lines. He steps front to the shot and says, "I like science." Did Tommy Wiseau secretly co-write this? So, did I like something about this episode? Yes, the acting. The scene between Michael and her mother is simply beautiful. Last week I didn't understand why they cast an Asian-looking woman as a mother of a normal black woman, but after seeing their scene together I fully understand it now. For the moment when I was watching that scene, I believed that I'm watching a mother and her daughter. If the whole episode was just these two women talking together, I would give this episode 10 out of 10. Unfortunately, this was just one scene. So, on my standard scale from 0 to 10, where 0 is complete garbage, 5 is average, and 10 is a masterpiece, I give this episode 2 out of 10. Why is the writing on this show so bad? The worst thing is that it's not constantly bad. This season had actually a bunch of episodes which after a couple of rewrites could be really good. But then we get again stories which feel like somebody wrote them while they were sitting on a toilet. Overall, this show so far feels like they are filming always the first draft of every script. At least we're really close to the end which, according to Alex Kurtzman, is supposed to change everything, and everything should line up with canon perfectly. I certainly hope it will, but my expectations are really low. Well, thanks a lot for watching and see you hopefully tomorrow. Bye.